All right, so algebra, this is lesson 3.5, graphing linear equations in slope-intercept form. We've already done this. So you do have some vocab words. All right, nobody? Yes. Okay, so tell me, what is the definition of slope? Algebra. Chloe.
The M of a non-vertical line passing through 2 points, x1 and y1, and x2 and y2 is the ratio of the rise.
Good. So long story short, you can find the slope by solving y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You do recall all of that, correct? Should be in your journal somewhere. All right? We understand what the rise is. We understand what the run is. Good. Do you know the slope-intercept form? Everybody tell me what slope-intercept form.
Slope of a line.
No, what's the equation? Oh, very good. All right, so here is our slope of a line. This is what you should see in your textbooks. So the rise over run, change in y over change in x, also translates to that last formula that you guys know how to use to solve when you're looking at a line in your graph, correct? So as long as you have 2 points, we can solve. All right, so let's look at example 1. Put this in your journal. Describe the slope of the line and then find the slope. So let's look at A. What do we know about that slope just looking at it? It's going up from left to right, correct? What does that mean about that slope? It's considered a? You're on the right track. Positive. It is a positive slope. So look at B. What kind of slope is that? Negative slope. Good. All right, so we're going to use these points to solve for the slope. So write your equation, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then we're going to plug in these points. Okay, we're going to let negative 3 comma negative 2 be our 1s and 3 comma 2 be our 2s. All right? So we're going to plug it in. So my y2 would be 2. And my y1 would be negative 2. So you see up here we have 2 minus a negative 2. When you have a minus minus, it becomes a. Very good. The bottom x's is 3 minus a negative 3. So 3 minus minus is a positive. So it translates to 2 plus 2 and 3 plus 3, which is 4 over 6. Can I reduce that?
Yes.
To what?
2 over 3.
2 over 3. So my slope is
2 over 3.
2 over 3. Now you know why I put these chapters next to each other teaching y'all, because it's reinforcing everything 8th grade learned and vice versa. It's like I did it on purpose. What? All right, let's look at B. We know this is a negative slope. We're going to plug in our y2, y1s. So it has the 2's are 2 comma negative 1 and the 1's are 0 comma 2. So y2 is negative 1 minus 2. And then the x's are 2 minus 0. It does not matter which order you put these points as long as you keep the coordinates together. You see how this is 2 comma negative 1 here? As long as they're on top of each other as far as where they are in this formula, it will work, okay? So then what's negative 1 minus 2? Negative 3. 2 minus 0? 2. So we have negative 3 over 2. Can I reduce that at all? No. So your slope is just negative 3 over 2. Question?
So I did an Excel like this, like in my recommendations, and I counted 1 to negative 3.
From the dots?
Yeah.
You can, but I prefer you learn the algebra. Yes, you could look at the line and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's negative 3 over 2. There's my slope. Yes, that is also a correct way to solve this.
Oh, so I don't even have to show it.
Well, in this case, I want you to use but like on some of your other ones, I don't mind. But no, I want to see you using this equation right here. You need to practice. All right. So algebra on your textbook, you can see where monitoring progress 1 through 3 is. That is what I want you to work on. All right, 8th grade. This is lesson 4.5, graphing linear equations in standard form. You all know what slope-intercept form. Now we're going back to standard form. This is how we used to see equations written before we started adding all kinds of algebra. You have a plus b equals c, and now we have ax plus by equals c. Okay, that is what standard form is. So if somebody ever asks you, what is standard form? Ax plus by equals c. Okay, so it's asking you to write an equation. It's going to ask you to take it from standard form to slope-intercept or from slope-intercept to standard. That's the whole point of this lesson. All right, I think I want to do the example on your paper. So that's how we're going to do it. So in your journals, example 1. So we're just going to ignore that for a minute. All right, we have 2x plus 3y equals 9. Everybody see that? Mm-hmm. Write it in your journal. It says to write this standard equation in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form means I'm solving for what? Y. I'm solving for y. So when you have something multiplied times y, we need to deal with everything else first, correct? So what is the first thing I need to move? I need to move the 2x. Take the x with it. So we're going to subtract 2x. Why am I subtracting?
Because there's a... Because it's a plus.
Because this is technically a positive 2. So that cancels. I'm left with 3y. Can I subtract 2 from 9 here?
Yes. No.
No. Why not?
Because they're not the same.
They're not the same term. Yes. This has an x. So the 9 is just there. So we're going to say minus 2x. Is that a positive or negative? Why did I put the x first?
Because it's y equals mx.
Correct. It needs to be in slope-intercept form, which means the x stuff needs to go first. All right. Is the y by itself yet?
Yes. No.
No, not quite. How do I get rid of the 3?
Divide by 3.
Correct. Divide by 3 here. Divide everything over there by 3. Cancels. I'm left with y. Now I got to divide both of these. So negative 2 divided by 3. Does that come out as a pretty little answer?
No.
No. So let's leave it. Negative 2 divided by 3. What about 9 divided by 3? Does that come out as a pretty little answer?
Yeah.
What would it be? 3.
3.
So plus 3. Is this in slope-intercept form?
Yes.
Shocking. Yes, it is. All right. The last step is to graph it. Okay. Does everybody have this?
Yeah.
May I? If not, it's on your paper. All right. So if I'm going to graph this, it tells me my y-intercept is what?
3.
So where's my first dot?
3.
1, 2, 3. Put a dot. What's my slope?
Slope is negative 2.
Okay, so how do I do that?
You go up 2.
Well,
you go down 2.
it's a negative, so I start here, go down 1, 2, over 1, 2, 3. And then we connect it. You have graph paper, so you should be able to be doing this whenever you do your homework, okay? Yeah, I passed out graph paper.
Oh, me too, Caleb.
I passed it out.
Oh, wait, yes, you did. I'm so bad. They weren't here.
I gave them one.
They gave me one. Never mind, Caleb. Thank you, Mrs.
And Caleb was here when I handed it to y'all and said, take one, pass it around.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah.
Or was
Oh,
it?
yeah. I don't know why.
Okay. All right, Caleb, my bad then. All right. I want you guys to turn your paper over, and then this goes on your graph paper. This is your assignment. I want you to do only numbers 1 and 2 to start with while I teach algebra. Okay? Just do numbers 1 and 2. Comprende? Excellent. Algebra example 2, question mark? Yes? So in your book, you should see example 2. Woo, hold on. And 8th grade math, I'm going to come around and check number 1 and 2 before we move on. So just have it ready for me to check when I'm done with algebra. Ready? All right. Algebra, pay attention. 8th grade, whisper. The points represented by each table lie on a line. So they're telling you that these tables that they're giving you make a straight line. Okay? How can you find the slope of each line from the table? What is the slope of each line? All right, so let's look at A. How would we be able to solve for the slope? Plot it. Each of these are a coordinate, correct? So we could pick any 2 rows and use it to plot. Use it to do our y2 minus y1. Let's see which ones they chose. All right, so for A, they are choosing 420 and 714. So let's put this in your journal. Okay, so the y1 and x1 is 420, and the x2, y2 is 714. Now we're going to plug it into our equation. So what would be my first number on top?
y20.
Y2 is? They've assigned it, so. Y2 is what? 14 minus 20. And then the x's would be?
7
minus
4.
Good.
Wait.
Now, could you do 20 minus 14 and 4 minus 7?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You've got to keep the point together. So you see how this is 14 and 7, that's the coordinate, and this is 20 and 4, and that's the coordinate. As long as you keep the points lined up like that, it's going to work whichever set you put first or second. It doesn't matter. As long as you remember that it's the minus in between. All right, so let's do the math. What's 14 minus 20? Negative 6. And what's 7 minus 4? 3. Can I simplify negative 6 over 3?
Yes, you can.
You would get what? Yep.
What happened?
How many times can 3 go into 6?
2. You get negative 2.
So your slope is,
Negative 2.
you can also say m equals negative 2. You don't have to write that whole long sentence. M equals, because m stands for slope. All right, let's look at B. All right, so again, we're going to choose 2 points. Does it matter which points I choose? No, I could choose the first one and the last one. I could choose the first 2 in a row. They chose the first and the last one. Okay, so my 1s is this coordinate, negative 1, 2, and my 2s are 5, 2. So we're going to write that into my formula for a slope. So it'd be 2 minus 2 over 5 minus a negative 1. Right?
Yeah.
So what is 2 minus 2?
0.
0 over 5 minus a negative 1, which would be 5 plus 1, which is 6. So 0 over 6. You notice there's a 0 now. What did you notice here? That the y value is all 2. So it's on the y line at 2, every single dot. So what kind of line are we looking at?
Horizontal.
Horizontal.
What does that mean?
Because the top of the line is 0, so the change in slope is 0. If there's no slope, we're sitting on a line. So the slope is 0. 0 divided by 6 is just 0. If I had 6 over 0, what would it be?
6.
You can't, it would be undefined. You can't divide anything by 0. It creates a black hole in space, and we all get sucked up into space. No dividing by 0. All right. Example C. First of all, what are you looking at? What do you notice?
They're all on the X.
So they're all on the X line. So what kind of line is that going to be?
Vertical.
Vertical line. However, let's do the algebra here. So they chose negative 3, 0, and negative 3, 6. So we're going to have 6 minus 0 over negative 3 minus a negative 3. So 6 minus 0 is 6. This becomes a plus, so negative 3 plus 3 is 0. You can't divide by 0. So this is undefined. So the slope is a vertical slope. But yeah, slope is undefined. Any questions? All right, so now in your books, you're going to find numbers 4 and 5 and do those. And then write this. No, this is already in your journal, isn't it? I feel like I've seen this already this year. It could be 8th grade, though.
That was great.
Okay, so put this in your journals after you've done the next 2 monitoring progress. All right, we know slope-intercept form. We've ad nauseum gone over it. All right, let's look at example 3. These are all in your book. You have recognized, right? So you can follow it in your book. Huh? We're on example 3, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Says find the slope and the y-intercept. Oh, 8th grade, y'all need to whisper. Oh my word, this is easy. All right, looking at A, what is my slope?
Y equals mx.
What is just the slope? 3. Is she right? What's my B?
4.
Close.
-4.
-4. So slope is 3. You can say m equals 3.
No, this is
And
incredibly
then you can say y int equals -4.
This is incredibly easy.
Yes. Evo, adios, sit down. Yes, this is very easy. All right. B. Yep. What's my slope for B?
0.
0. What's my y-intercept?
6.5.
Eliana, join in the yelling here. For C, is this in slope-intercept form?
Yes.
For C?
No.
No,
No.
it's not.
We might want to do that before we shout it out. So how would I make that into slope-intercept?
You move.
Add 5x, do it on your paper. Plus 5x to both sides, which gives you -y equals 5x minus 2. Am I done?
No.
No, we have a -y. We cannot leave it. So what do I divide by? -1 over everything. So essentially, when you're dividing by a -1, it just switches the signs. So you have y equals -5x plus 2. Right?
Yes.
What's my slope?
-5x.
No x, just the -5. And what's my y-intercept?
2.
Do y'all agree? Do y'all agree with him?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Not at all.
Excellent.
6.
All right, do 6 through 8, and then we'll do example 4.
6 examples.
All right, 8th grade. Your next example on the paper is at the top of page 140. It says graph -x.
Zero.
So we have -x plus 2y equals 6. But what are the instructions telling you? Graph using what? The intercepts. So what are the intercepts? Do you guys remember what the intercepts are? X and Y. So the intercept is where it crosses the X line, and the other one is where it crosses the Y line. How do I solve for the intercepts? If I want to solve for the x-intercept, what do?
For the y?
X. If I'm solving for x using intercepts, what do? We need to plug in a 0. Do you remember where I would plug in the 0? If I'm solving for x on the y. So if I want to know what x is, I'm going to rewrite and plug in 0 wherever y is. That will solve for x. So what's 2 times 0? 0, so that's gone. So I'm left with -x equals 6. Can I have a negative variable? No. So how do I get the x by itself? Divide by -1. So I'm left with x equals what? Just makes it a -6. All it does is change the sign. Okay, so the x-intercept is what? -6. So now let's do the y. So if I'm solving for y,
You do 0 for x.
I plug in 0 where the x is. Keep tripping over this.
Then that takes all of that.
Yeah, so if I plug in 0 here,
Thank you.
That just takes it.
it's just gone. How do I get the y by itself?
You divide 2.
Divide by 2.
And then y equals 2.
So y equals 6 divided by 2.
3.
Does everybody agree with Evo?
Yes.
So what is my x-intercept? What's my y-intercept?
3.
Comprende?
Yes.
All right, now I want you to do numbers 3 and 4. Okay?
Okay.
3 is still using what we were doing. 4 is the first time you're going to use the intercepts, okay? So you're just doing one of the ones with intercepts. Number 3 is like what we were doing.
We don't have to graph, right?
I need an example.
I don't know if it's recording or not.
I think you paused it.
I know, but I've hit play like 3 times. Bob and weave.
Pause intercept. No, let me see. It's frozen.
Okay, it's working. All right, somebody remember the intercepts for me.
X equals
It should be on your paper.
X equals -6 and y.
So if I'm graphing this, I'm going to do this by 2s. Okay, what's my x-intercept?
-6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here. What's my y-intercept? 1, 2, 3. So there's the 2 intercepts. Can I connect them?
Yes.
If I could draw a straight line, I sure could. Okay, so graphing with intercepts is actually very easy.
It's just doing it on the line.
Yep. There's just more algebra to solve for the intercepts, so you got to pick and choose which one you want to do. All right. Good? Okay, keep going. 8th grade. All right, algebra, example 4. And I missed all of the text messages.
Oh. Mr. T. Graph 2x plus y equals 2.
Yes, so we're going to graph this and then tell me what the x-intercept is. Can I graph it just as it is right now?
No, it's not y.
Not very easily. You need to get it to slope-intercept form. How would I get that into slope-intercept form?
You move 2x.
Yep. So how do I move that 2x? So we subtract it.
Yeah, you make it negative.
So we get y equals negative 2x plus 2. Now can I graph it?
Yes, ma'am. And then graphing is pretty self-explanatory.
Yes. What's my y-intercept?
2.
Okay, so I put a dot at 2. And what's my slope?
Negative
So I'm going to go down 2 over
2.
1, which would be right here. Put another dot. Connect those. Where is my x-intercept? 1. It's where it crosses the x-line. So x-intercept equals 1. Excellent. I'm waiting. Just checking for questions.
And then go over, then go down. Over 1, down 2.
Oh, there's Miss Kimber.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I completely failed you.
Yeah, do you have kids that are done?
8th grade, go help her real fast. Example 5. A linear function g models a relationship in which the dependent variable increases 3 units for every 1. Graph g when g of 0 equals 3. Identify the slope, y-intercept, and x-intercept. All right, so they told us the equation in words. So let's try and write our equation. It says it increases how much?
It increases
3
3
units
For every 1. So is that telling you the y-intercept or the slope? The slope. So we know it's 3 over 1.
Y is plus
All right, so that was a long way to say the slope is 3 over 1 or 3. And then we need to find the y-intercept. So when they tell you that the g of 0 equals 3, that's telling you when x equals what?
0.
0, y equals what?
3.
So the y-intercept is
3.
3. So do we have an equation y equals
Y equals 0. 0.
3x? Because our slope was 3. Yeah, you just leave it 3x. You don't have to do 3 over 1.
What's happening?
Yeah, they talk a lot. They don't need to.
So it'll be 3 on the Y.
So I'm going to shrink this. Okay, let's go through it real quick, algebra. Don't ignore all the words here. That's a lot. It told you that it increases 3 over 1, right?
Yeah.
So we determined that was my slope. 3 over 1 can be simplified to just 3,
Just 3.
right?
Yeah.
Then it told you when g of x, when you have the 0 in there, it equals 3, right?
Yeah.
So we know when x is 0, y equals a number. This is now my y-intercept. Okay, so if that's my y-intercept, that's my slope. Can I now write an equation?
Y.
Y equals, what's my slope?
3x
3. What's my y-intercept?
3.
So now do I have an equation of a line?
Yeah.
Yes, and then it told you to tell me what is the slope, y-intercept, and x-intercept. Well, we have 2 out of the 3, right? Because we have the slope, and we have the y-intercept. How do we find x-intercept?
Put a 0 on that.
Plug a 0 where the y is. So if I have 0 equals 3x plus 3, let's subtract 3 over here. How do I get the x by itself? Divide by 3. So what's negative 3 divided by 3? So x equals, so my x-intercept would be negative 1. Ask your questions. It was a lot. We went through a lot right now. Yes. It does not tell you. It does tell you to graph.
Wait. I have a question, but I don't know how to say it. So, like, how do we get, like, an X out of just a Y-intercept?
Out of this, it told us.
G-O.
When graph G, because remember when we're dealing with functions, we had g of x.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and they're telling you when g and this equals 0, so g of 0, we get the answer 3. That's like giving you a point. That's like saying 0, 3. Okay, if I have 0, 3, this is my x value, this is my y value, right?
Yeah.
So that told me when x equals 0, the y-intercept is 3. Because if I were to graph that point on a graph, I'm going to go nowhere and then up 3.
Yeah.
So that's how I know right away this is my y-intercept. And then it told us the slope because it said it increases 3 over 1, so I know I'm going up 1, 2, 3, and then over 1. Correct.
That's the graph.
Yeah. It's not perfect to scale. I can't draw straight lines to save my life.
Okay.
Which is why we solved the x-intercept algebraically, not looking at my terrible graph. Because my graph looks like it's going to be like at -2, but it's actually -1. Because the line's not straight up and down enough. But that's okay. That's why I give you graph paper to graph on. That was intense. All right, so now you guys are doing numbers 9 through 12 out of your book, okay? 8th grade. Oh, I need to come around and check your work. Here we go. A submersible that is exploring the ocean floor begins to ascend to the surface. The elevation h in feet of the submersible is modeled by the function h of t equals 650t minus 13,000, where t is time since it began to ascend. Graph the function and identify its domain and range, and then interpret the slope. All right, so first thing we're going to do is graph it. So what's my y-intercept?
Your Y-intercept is negative 13,000 feet.
Do you agree with him?
Yes.
Yes, negative 13,000 is your first point on the graph. So in your journals, just make your graph kind of like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just so you have an idea. Label that point as negative 13,000. And then what is my slope?
Your slope is
20.
is 650.
So it's going to go up 650 feet per minute. Okay?
So you can go up 650.
Yep. The other way to solve that is to get the x-intercept. That way you're graphing this way over here. How do we get the x-intercept?
Plugging in 0 for y.
Yep, so let's do that real quick so you can see it.
Anything you say is.
I appreciate it. All right, so what was our equation? Y equals 650
T minus 1300.
t minus 13,000. And we're solving for the x-intercept, which in this case is t. So we're going to say 0 equals 650 minus 13,000. All right, so we're going to add that 13,000 over here. So I get 13,000 equals 650t, correct? Divide by 650.
20.
Shocking.
Oh, that makes sense.
So T equals 20.
Yep, so t equals 20,
20.
which is my x-intercept. So you see that's where they grafted the second dot.
Yeah.
Grafted? Is that a terrible word? Graft.
Funny, yeah.
Okay, so that makes the graphing way easier because you just plug your point way up here at 20. Okay, now the domain is domain input or output? Domain is input. So it's your x values. In this case, t. So it's everything from 0 to what? 20. So you can see here my domain is starting at 0. It can be equal to it all the way up to 20, also including 20.
0.
Now my range is x or y values. Which one?
Y.
Y values. So you see it can be starting at negative 13,000 and then all the way up to 0. That's what that stands for. Okay, showing you that as a... Okay, and then the last question was...
That's it.
Check it. Oh yeah, we're right. Done. All right. So you have one more problem, algebra, number 13. All right, 8th grade, we are done. Do any of you want me to check your 5 and